Man, I'm a hater, man. Nah, for real, I am a hater, man, for real. I hate this shit. Every day, same shit. And I be like, damn, I can't take this shit no more, but I can't stop. I'm a hater, I hate the fact that it's people starving. Crooked politicians convicted receive pardons. Yeah, schools closing, but CCA is popping. I guess the message here is lock them up and feed them garbage. Hope my kids get avoided, maybe see college instead of coffins. R.I.P. to the soldiers falling. So many problems and no one really cares to resolve it. But God looking down like God had created a monster. So I'm strapped up and cautious, always focused and conscious. Avoiding dumb motherfuckers, I hate dealing with nonsense. We focus on profits, while you focus on robbers. A pair of drawers to teach you something Jesus to sponsor. I hate the fact that fashion got niggas shooting and robbing. As far as loud, you could probably grow that in your garden. What's the difference in gang members and members of Congress?
This is Burger Boy Burger. My favorite spot, hands down, Louisville. My favorite dish there is the Burger Boy Burger, bacon with the fries. They got the seasoned fries. And they open 24 hours. They cook anything. They got an omelet off the hook. Twink was released in 1997. And it was great to have the three amigos back. You know what I'm saying? Us being back together. And honestly, I never really realized how much I missed my brothers until I seen them again and we was able to kick it. But to be honest, Twink bumped his head a few times when he got out of jail. I mean, he got addicted to drugs and, you know, I mean, this is a guy who before he got locked up, money, riding down the street, banging this stuff right here. But, you know, years later, now we playing the same song, pulling up the AutoZone in Louisville. This guy now owns an auto mechanics shop and a body shop, and he's able to do all of these things, you know, to fix your car. And, like, you know, he had a great change over the last 10-12 years, and I'm proud of him. You know, he's a really great guy. This is him actually going into AutoZone and giving the manager Phil a Sprite. Like, he's one of those type of people. He's a real good person, you know what I'm saying? So Twink always say, my shop is my ministry. See, every Friday Twink has a meeting for Alcoholics Anonymous, because that's part of, you know, staying sober. You go to the meetings, you talk about it, and if you can, you help other people that's going through their 12 steps. So this guy is a super dude, in my opinion. How did Twink get to Louisville, Kentucky from Ohio, though? It's a long story. I'm going to have to let him tell you, but basically, he walked. Yeah. No, seriously, he walked. I mean, he walked, he hitchhiked, and then eventually, you got to let him tell the story, though, but he hopped on the side of a train. He seen a train, estimated it was going south. Ran, caught up with it, laid on the flatbed, and then went to sleep. Again, super dude.
Every day is a test, so if you're trying to get it, gotta give it your best. Every day that you live it, never getting the rest till the mission is finished. And whenever you hustle and push that shit to the limit, cause every day is a test. So if you're trying to get it, better get off your ass, nigga. Stand at attention to all my niggas who ball it up in narcotic division. When we die, we gon' die. It's the best in the business, cause every day is a test.
When Twink first got to Louisville, he ended up at the Mission. This is Wayside Christian Mission. This is where he first got sober. He started the 12-step process. And he even was selling like DVDs and stuff. I mean, once a hustler, always a hustler. But he said one day he was standing there and the dude walked in and said, man, anybody know how to change brakes? And he said, man, shit, Pop showed me how to change brakes when I was real little. So I'm like, yeah, I get that money. And he literally started his business in that parking lot. Years later, he got his own parking lot. Super dude. Not only do he got his own business with his own parking lot, but he got his own ministry.
All that bulk shit, I ain't with. I think doing reps.
Oh, I like reps.
And that's where that comes in.
Burn out.
Yeah, I do too.
This is the body shop.
I do too.
You do good work too.
Look
I
here.
be all sideways and shit.
I'm silly. It's him and Steve walking down to the mechanic shop from the body shop. See, part of recovery and staying sober is attending these meetings and helping other people that's going through their 12-step process. You know, helping them with their step work. And on rare occasion, he goes from being a sponsor to being a mentor. Basically, he allows somebody apprenticeship at his shop, and he shows them how to do this while they're going through their recovery. And when they leave there, they got a skill that they can feed their family. Again, like I said, super dude. Because it's not easy. I mean, you can only be sober one day at a time. And when he first got to shop, he said he was in a toxic relationship. And I was like, man, if I was you, I'd live in that shop compared to risking my sobriety. And guess what? That's exactly what he ended up doing. I mean, the amount of humility for somebody to do that. I mean, eventually he got a house, but he was just willing to do whatever it took to stay sober. Superhuman.
God,
Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference.
That's 100 people coming off the streets, man, that don't, they get a chance to fight the addiction.
Right.
But only a few of them gonna get selected to go into safe haven, man. That's the very first 4 weeks of the program. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You sit. All you do is sit still. You rest. You sit still. You hit meetings, and that's it, man. You listen. You sit still and listen. Come on, man. It's real, man. This is real shit. And I love it, man, because I'm telling you what, you real quick, man, I ain't nothing but 6 weeks into this program, man, and you can tell the motherfuckers that are solid and want something, man, want to change. And we done had 4 or 5 of them quit and fall off and go to bars and, the middle classes walk off, done. They don't want it, man, they ain't had enough. They ain't had enough pain. They ain't had enough hurt. I'm done, man, I've had enough, man. I ain't putting another rig in my arm, man. Started when I was 9, man, and it's finished now at 49. I got 40 years of it, man. It's over. I've hit rock bottom. I've slept in the cars. I've slept under the bridges, man. I've caught myself on fire. I've overdosed 7 times. 4 times on heroin. Okay? Yeah, man. I've destroyed everything and everybody, man, in my way. Everything, including my family, man. My mom buried 3 of my brothers, man, within a 5-month period of time. And almost put me in the ground, man, because I didn't know another way to be with my little brother. That's how much he meant to me. You know what I'm saying?
This is Jimmy. Jimmy was just sharing his story about his fight with substance abuse. And when you share your story, it helps other people who are going through similar problems in their life. The same way his story just helped me. See, when I first arrived in Louisville, my life was a wreck. I was stressed out, frustrated, depressed, probably going through a midlife crisis, and on top of that, I'm dealing with substance abuse. See, I got this saying, sometimes you gotta go through it to get through it. So every Friday at Alcoholics Anonymous, I would attend this meeting called Taking the Steps that Twink put together. And I would sit here and listen to everybody's story, like what they going through and what they doing to get through it. First step, we admit that we are powerless over drugs and alcohol, and that our life has become unmanageable. So I looked at it like Fight Club. Here I am using drugs to fight my demons, fight my problem, a way to kind of calm my nerves when my life is stressing. And the very act of using drugs created its own demon.
Too young. Sorry.
So we're in a constant cycle of pain and misery until we figure it out or die.
Right. If the applicant is young, tell me he's too young. Old, too old, fat, too fat.
Too old, fat man.
Tits are too big. Get the fuck off my porch. If the applicant then waits for 3 days without food, shelter, or encouragement, he may then enter and begin his training.
Before I started the meetings and I first arrived in Louisville, I was at Hotel Louisville, right next to Thornton's on Broadway and 2nd. And my whole job was to get some sleep, get something to eat, and figure out my approach to dealing with this drug abuse. So some people are addicted to sex or food, and attention is the new one with social media and stuff like that. But all of that stuff comes from the same place, some type of repressed anger or depression or something. I know at the beginning of my stresses, when I was 6, my mom and dad separating was big. Then my brothers, when I was 12 and 13, them getting locked up for a long period of time. I know the first thing I did was start smoking. And yeah, I couldn't smoke if they was there because they'd whoop my ass. Next was I started smoking weed. And then between 13 and 17, actually when I was 17, I found myself leaving a bar, at 17. And I'm on the edge of a bridge looking down at some train tracks. And when I fell and hit the ground, I figured, maybe drinking ain't for me. So the next 12 years, I went absolutely with no alcohol. But soon after that, by the time I was 23, I had a root canal, and guess what? You know how this story goes. So I got addicted to opiates. So just trying to figure it out, about to approach this thing and actually fight one of the worst fights you could ever fight in your life. And that's a fight with addiction. But I'm up to the task. I'm well aware of the results because I got great examples. So let's get it.
Round 1, fight!
So I did the same thing that Twink did. I ended up staying at the shop. This allowed me to work on my digital, I sold my truck when I first left Youngstown, so I was able to take that couple dollars and I would sit there in that waiting room every day and work on my digital, week after week, making sure I hit my meetings. But that's all I would do for the first couple months. I take off my jacket, I roll that into a pillow, I had a blanket from Walmart, a little heater right there, and that's where I sleep and that's where I stayed. But eventually, I stepped my game up. I got a tent. Now keep in mind, I got a whole giant ass house, 4-bedroom with finished attic, with an office, living room, and a loft in the attic. So this is my first time camping. I'm gonna show y'all where I'm camping in a second, but this is my first time camping. My big brother helped me set up the tent. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I'm like, ain't enough pieces, way more than enough pieces I needed. But both of my big brothers served to be a dad to me, right? So they both kind of like acted as my dad. They were my dad. And my biggest brother was always like King Dad, you know what I'm saying? Like he was the big dog. So he was the one that helped me do this. So it was kind of weird. My first time camping, I couldn't figure it out, and he was here to show me how to do it. So I thought I'd share that with y'all. So I'm in the old bat cave. I was in it. Hold on. You see me now? Am I clear to you? Picture me rolling. So I'm in the old bat cave when I wake up in the morning. I woke up like this. I'm being ran out of here by water. See the water coming into the bat cave? See the water? Look at my wet footprints. I woke up like this. Shout out to Gary V, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck what I got to do, nigga. We gonna get it popping. I'm living in a goddamn tent right now. In the back of a paint shop. Huh? Here's the paint booth, though. Let me show you the paint booth. Ooh, look at that new flow. Again, do what you gotta do, man. Don't do what you wanna do. Do whatever the fuck you must do. Make your dreams come true. So the back of the paint shop is like an add-on, so it needed repairs and sometimes it leaked. And so when the snow was melting on this occasion, this day, it was actually leaking into the back of the shop. But I liked it, Louisville, because Louisville had a better weather pattern than Ohio at that time. You know, so it's kind of snowing like a mug in Ohio. This ain't nothing. It was like, it's snowing outside. I was like, nigga, that ain't snow. I just left snow. Yeah, I could tell you what snow is, but I like to be in Louisville for the difference in weather. A little bit better than ours, but definitely love them meetings.
But my sponsor, thank God for him, he said if you're unmanageable in something, you're powerless over something. And I had to see it at that, I had to look at it at that angle. And I was very unmanageable in my life. And he broke it down. He said, normal people eat every day. Damn, that's some simple ass shit right there. He said normal people don't lie all the time and gotta hide shit and manipulate people and do all that stuff. He said that's the sanity part of living a life. And it clicked. I said, damn, man. Just me sitting in this healing place following these directions, man, doing what these people asked me to do, man. I was eating 3 times a day. I was getting clean clothes. I was getting sleep. Something else I didn't do. Yeah, I was sleeping normally. I literally went to sleep and then actually woke up. I don't know about y'all, but before I got here, it was some years before I went to sleep. I actually had to pass out. That was me. So he was saying normal people do normal shit like this, and that part about sanity started kicking in. And I said, damn, man, I had to look at this thing real simple, man. Yeah, and then I really had to look at this part right here. In the simplicity, the powers greater than me, right, was keeping me in some sanity. Yeah. Because they was telling me, you know, you need to go to bed at this time. You need to go eat at this time. You need to go shower. You ain't got no clothes, go to the clothes closet at this time. Yeah. So I was looking at that and I was like, wow, man, this is powerful. Then I had to think real tough. I had to think about it. And I thought about all the times I wasn't at the healing place and wherever I might have been and how much stuff I didn't have control over and some shit started coming to me like my heartbeat. I don't control that shit. My thinking, I don't control that shit. Half the time I don't control what I say. I don't control how my blood flow. I don't control if I eat something, will it digest? I don't control none of that shit. And I started surrendering real tough, man, because there was some powers greater than me that was in me that I had no control over. And I started looking at them steps different, man, and I got to that step 3, man, and I said, man, I'm making this decision, and I'm deciding for this power. Yeah, I'm making this decision to turn my will, my life over to the care of God. And I had to think about what that meant, to the care of God. If I was turning my will, my life over to God, I'd become a monk. But if I turn it over to the care of God, that means God is caring for me through powers greater than me.
So eventually Twink got a big house. Look at him up there being superhuman. And he had a guest room, and I was able to hook up the studio in the guest room and actually get back to making music.
So special.
My soul cold on the road of the riches. So many feminists hitting agendas, it get vicious. Snakes hissing at a safe distance. Friend or foe, you never know until the cake's missing. Shapeshifters gave me great vision. Avoided the state prison sentence to years with my bad decisions. 40-year-olds that had a mission that started so long ago, but the goal is so vivid. Never give in, not in my DNA.
So I was able to take advantage of Twink's apprenticeship program, and it really came in handy when it was time to go to South Carolina and help my mom. She had to get knee replacement surgery. So having a big brother there as your employer, that was real helpful. All in all, Louisville was a blessing. I was able to do the meetings, learn different skills. I know how to paint a car, I know how to do body work, all kind of stuff.
1 week from today, what we gonna be doing in this room?
Celebrating 10 years.
This person has really gave me some suggestions that is very powerful, and he's one of the top people in my life, man, for real. And I really owe this to this person because he told me something. He told me something 10 years and 1 day ago. He said, Twink, that's my nickname. He said, Twink. He said, he said, try the program, man. He said, try it. He said, do 6 months. He said, hell, do 10 years. He said, if you don't like it, you can always go back to smoking crack. And it fucked me up so bad. It was something that clicked in my mind, and it fucked me up so bad because I said, damn, I can always go smoke crack. Right. Fucked me up. It made sense. I could always go smoke crack, but can I always recover, man? Right. This one going to Shay, man. Oh. That's my dude.
Got a lot of the shit like this, nigga. And I ain't even said it or wrote it yet. I just feel it, you know? Yeah.
This remind me of Rodney Dangerfield Back to School.
Giant submarine sandwiches after the ceremony at Twink's house. Gives us the opportunity to interact with each other, listen to music. We got overtime on Nipsey Hussle. Friends and family hanging out. Mike Thetford, Lateron, Lim. And just food and friends, man, chilling out. Getting a chance to communicate. I think we don't communicate enough. Look at me with the apple cider. But yeah, just catching up. And you could tell this conversation is serious. Look at Joe's face. He is not playing. But I got the X. I got the 10-year coin in my hand. Day 2. More of the same. Just sitting, chilling. You know, long day, wake up, sit there and talk, man. Value your communication with the people you hold dear. There's nothing more important.
And he kind of held me back. I'm getting crazy just thinking about it. He kind of held me back because he kind of gave me a little, you know what, this ain't even worth it. Get his stupid ass.
No, it's not worth it.
So I enjoyed Louisville, but this occasion was actually bittersweet. See, not only was I able to enjoy this time with Sherm, Joe Roll, Mommy, and Twink, you know, core group of family members that I love and they love me, but bittersweet because I was actually leaving Louisville. Yep, done working at the shop. I got an opportunity to work interning at a place that was a tech company. Basically, the same thing I just taught myself about marketing and all that, but on a B2B level, business to business. But I mean, I did a lot. I had an apartment for a couple minutes in Louisville. I really enjoyed Louisville.
The apartment from the house in Youngstown.
But now we was going into overtime, like Nipsey Hussle said. He said at one point, I feel like this life myself before the mic.
You know, if you look at like the movie industry, you don't base the success off how many tickets sold. You like, what's the growth? How much gross? Period. Right? When it comes to business, the bottom line is, you know, we in business to make money. How much gross? And so, it's like, I feel like it's a looming question mark over Hollywood, over the entertainment music industry. What's the new business model? And to me, you know, the people that lead to that answer and lend their intelligence, they hustle, their efforts, their mind power, they, you know, whatever they can offer to that question, and fixing that and coming up with an answer to that, I feel like that's one of the most important things going on. Like in the 60s, they were trying to get to space. It was a race space. They were trying to go to, you know, the moon. And then it was like, they had industrial revolutions. And right now, I think it's the business model creators of this new era that's going to be able to be the titans of business moving forward. People that create new business models, you know, as well as products that, you know, are sold and consumed and services that are consumed via these models. But I feel like the giants are going to be the ones who create the business models. So that's what we trying to do with this Proud to Pay. Fuck the little man. And, you know, this disruptive multimedia collab that I'm doing with Ryan Leslie.
Alright, I'm out, but I'm gonna miss this family.
I'm not getting an attitude.
I just want to talk.
I just want chip. I just want chip. I just want chip. Hey man, flip that over. That's burning. Flip it over, man. I just want chip.
I just want to talk. I just want to talk. Dad, why do you have a shotgun? I just want to talk. I just want to shoot on that. I just want to shoot.
Cat's so silly. But Twink's famous biscuits and gravy, sheesh.
It be looking like this. Be looking like that.
Nah,
like what the hell? What is that? I gotta take sausage and chop it up in my gravy. That don't make no sense. Ready to go night night, nigga?
You know it's gonna be a good day when you're able to wake up to biscuits and gravy. Twink's famous biscuits and gravy, definitely gonna miss that. But from January 2018 to October 2019, I mean that's a year and 10 months. I brought in my 40th birthday. I was able to see Lisa and Johnny for my 40th birthday. While in Kentucky, I was able to go back and forth to Youngstown. Just so happened to be in Youngstown when my pops was in the hospital. He had pneumonia. So it was good that I was there to make sure he had everything that he needed while he was in the hospital. Made sure he got home safe. I came, picked him up. And when he was at home, made sure he had all his medication and understood all the directions. Was able to hit South Carolina for 2 separate knee surgeries, 6 and 8 weeks apart, and nurse Mommy back to health. The Hamlets at ATL, what can I say? Had a wonderful time with them. Big O.
We in here, what up, baby? For the 4-0, Big O.
And most importantly, while I was in Louisville, I was able to work on my digital. I got products for my website. We got the clothing line. I even got a drone on my website. And a Stewie shirt. Look, the mommy shirt. I could sell that. Oh yeah, 30 days before my 40th birthday, Nipsey Hussle died. I still get bad vibes when I think of it. Took a good dude.
Roy said the same thing that I felt. I was saying that I have to go now, and I guess that's what I felt. He said it's like they trying to kill our ambition, and that's how I felt in general, like it was a attack on my ambition. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, oh no, dude, they took dude out. I gotta go. And it ain't like I gotta go because I'm gonna be successful, or I gotta go because anything. Shit, I can go. They can take my head off next. But the point of the matter is, no, hell no. Nah, listen, what we got in store for the world, just in general, just putting my vibe out, just relating who I am to the world. We not about to let them stop that.
So I was willing to leave my home and live in a tent. I mean, I had an apartment in Louisville for a little bit, but ultimately I moved in with my brother and lived in his guest room while I conserved my money so I could put my money towards this digital business based on hip-hop. Just wanted to say, again, the bed, but just wanted to say, whatever it is you got to do it, man. I don't give a fuck. I'm 39 years old. You think I want to be laying on somebody goddamn... The hell is this? Very thankful for it, don't get me wrong, but what the hell is this? Before I went to bed that night, I took a picture laying on Twink's couch. I actually did a post and called it, I'm a failure. Not because I really feel like I'm a failure, but I put all of my flaws in there. You know, having kids at a young age and getting addicted to drugs. Just a list of all of the negative things that a person would think about as far as what's considered being a failure. As I woke up the next morning and I looked around and I realized, you know, I ain't going to be here for a minute. You know, as far as being in Louisville, this is the last time I'm going to see this for a little while. You know, I had to kind of take it all in. I got time to kick it with my family, really get to know Twink. I really didn't know him before that, so I got time to actually kick it with my brother and understand who he is. Not to mention my nephew Carter. This kid is amazing. Listen to him, nigga crazy.
Oh, don't do that too. Yeah. Let that simmer right there. Let that simmer, player. Here you go, night, nigga.
But nah, I enjoyed it a lot, and time for the next chapter.